Greetings, my name is John Savers. I'm the candidate pro tempore of the Emerging People's Party. Now the name People's Party is a tentative name. There may already be one as far as it goes, in which we could always be the American People's Party, which would maybe be even more germane, more accurate. But the main thing is that we do see a need for a party that has a set of policies which are consistent with America First, and that would not be the Democrat or Republican parties, which, practically speaking, constitute a single party. To put it in perspective, if you can look at the parties as either end of an egg, you may have the concept, a kind of a Jonathan Swift view of the matter, with perhaps the Republicans the small end of the egg and the Democrats the large end of the egg. And their issues are basically which end, the small or the large, should be cracked to free the contents of the egg. So I think that we can do better than that. Now, I did speak in the last episode in regard to matters of health, and I do want to do that today briefly. I think that the People's Party would like to see a few of the citizens as natural resources, and therefore their health is something much desired, good health. I believe that the nation should therefore institute a program of coherently designed hospital facilities. This is unheard of. I know most of you who have gone to hospitals can't imagine a coherent hospital, but we think it can be done. It can be designed with the help of engineers and architects and people with some experience in the health area to get a hospital that makes sense. And these would be built. They would be stocked with the latest sorts of equipment relative to health. And these facilities would be rented to doctors and nurses, etc., at a practical cost, and that would have to be decided by people who are more skillful in making judgments of values than I am, but I have never thought that doctors or any citizen had a natural call upon the wallet of the people to make themselves millionaires, but we do think a fair price is required, just as in businesses we have stated that we do not believe that any CEO should earn more than 10 times the least paid employee of that company. So we don't feel that doctors should be paid more than 10 times the least paid member of the hospital. And it would probably be up to the nation to provide the general labor of the hospital facilities, the orderlies and so forth, maintenance, and all sorts of people who work, whose labor is essential to make a hospital work, but who are not directly involved perhaps in the application of medicine or surgical procedures or health care per se. We are not we're not stating that we want to see doctors and nurses as part of the government, employees and so forth. They would be independent individuals who would be able to utilize the facilities for a modest fee, that seems very reasonable to me. So they do rent the offices, and to be able to have the finest equipment, people trained in their use and so forth, available to them for a nominal fee seems very reasonable. Alternately, I might also say that this would be a sort of checked, as it were, by another nation's national facility, agency, which would provide the insurance for these particular companies, facilities, for the citizen. It would mean a checks and balances kind of thing, which is something that we all, I think, need and would look forward to. Checks and balances in this context not generally understood or considered, but I don't see why they wouldn't be. It's reasonable so that the agency that deals in insuring citizens for health purposes would also have an interest in looking at the prices being charged, and would be a check on the agency that is running the facilities. We see these facilities in every state, most of the urban areas and so forth, we would expect that there would be some sort of arrangement for somebody who is not in the immediate area to be brought forth at no cost to them to be treated. We do see the health as important, and we would expect the citizen also to cooperate in such matters and not to shoot themselves in the foot, so to speak. We would discourage malingering, and a chronic and habitual malingerer, or somebody who has undefined ills and ailments which cannot be perceived or understood by doctors, and who goes to a board of doctors, and they determine that there is no reason that the person cannot work. We would not expect that person to stop working on the basis that there is this illness. We do understand that doctors don't know everything, and that there could be some ailment that they do not quite comprehend. So there would be care taken in this particular issue. But we are somewhat akin to the great epistolist Paul in his dictum that those who will not work will not eat. We don't think that phantom illnesses should be allowed as a justification for not working. We think that the country should be whole, it should be one. We believe that all citizens should be citizens of the United States and of no other country, and it would not be acceptable for anyone who is a citizen of the nation to also be a citizen of another nation. They can make their choice, or the choice would be made for them. We would also have English as the American English as the official language, and the language which would have to be employed in law and in dealing with the government and in business and for the obtaining of property. We think that these are not unreasonable requests, and therefore I think the People's Party would be well advised to include this as part of the policies. There's nothing wrong with having a real sense of being an American, and for it to be a commodity which was possessed by all. So that would be our view of how to get started in the health area.